floor. We'll bring the soles of both feet up towards the ceiling. You can put the strap on the ball of the feet, or you can hold the backs of the legs. Pressing up and out through the heels. Keeping our right foot where it is, we're going to slowly lower the left leg all the way down to the floor, coming into our big toe pose. So again, strap to the ball of the foot or peace fingers to our big toe. Pulling your low belly in, pressing your low back into the floor. Equal inhales and exhales. Bringing the left hand kind of to the side of the head. We're going to rock over onto our left hip, keeping the sole of the right foot pointing up towards the ceiling. Still flexing out through the heel. You can bend that bottom knee if you need for a little bit of a kickstand. Slowly rolling back down to our back, letting our hips square off, sole of the foot up to the ceiling. Onto that left hip, pushing the right foot up to the ceiling. This time pulling our right leg in a little bit closer before we roll over. So gently rolling onto the back, keeping our shoulders lifted, nose to the knee, hollowing out the belly. Shoulders, keeping our right leg up. We're going to bring our left leg up to join. This time switching the strap to the ball of our left foot. We're going to let our right leg come all the way down to the floor. Reaching up through our left heel. Again, engaging our belly, pushing our back into the floor. Up by our head, we're going to rock over onto that right hip, pressing the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling, hip open wide. Slowly rolling back to the back, squaring off the hips, left foot up to the ceiling. Back over to our right hip, left leg up to the ceiling. Pulling that left leg in a little bit closer to the body. This time as we roll over onto the back, keep the shoulders lifted, nose to the knee, hollow body. Shoulders, releasing the left leg, slowly bringing our right leg up to meet. Take a second to roll out your ankles or squish your toes. Bending the knees into the chest, slowly rocking ourselves all the way up to a seat. Keeping our feet, our legs long, feet are flexed. Pressing the sits bones down into the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, reaching for the feet, shins. Keeping your pelvis tilted down. stack our right ankle on top of left. Still reaching forward for the feet. Bringing our right foot back down, or our right ankle back down to the floor. This time stacking the left one on top of right. Noticing any changes along the back side of your left leg. Still breathing. Face isn't scrunched. Bringing the left ankle back down to the floor. Rolling ourselves up. We're going to come into an easy seat. You can stay here, or we can bring this left knee out to the side, inside of the left foot on the floor, coming into our deer pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. And come to the hands or the forearms, keeping our hips pressed back. Trying not to lean to the left. Still keeping our spine long, reaching out through the top of the head. Walking both hands all the way over to the right side. Again, you can stay on the hands or you can come to the forearms. Trying to keep this left hip pulled back. Coming up to the hands. This time coming back to center. We're going to bring both hands behind us just a little bit. Leaning back. You can bend the elbows if you want. Focusing on the left leg, kind of the inner left thigh. Coming back up to a seat. We'll bring our left ankle in front or left shin in front. Right shin will come behind. Inhaling up. Exhale, fold down the center. And relaxing our thighs, our legs, trying not to clench any extra. Just breathe, let it move through the body. To the left side, and forearms or hands, keeping the right hip pulled back. Coming up to the hands, turning back to center. We bring the hands behind us, leaning back just a little bit. Inside of the right hip. Coming back up to a seat, we'll bring our right ankle in front, rolling forward to our hands and knees, coming into our tabletop, stacking our shoulders over our wrists. On the inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, the tailbone. Exhale, press the floor away, round the back, suck your belly button in. And again, dropping the belly, lifting the face and the chest. Take a couple more cat-cow, your pace, your breath. You need to do a little side scrunch, you can do that too. Slowly waking up our spine. Dropping the hips all the way back into our child's pose, hands reaching forward. Maybe rock across your shins. hips forward towards the top of the mat, coming into our up dog. Hands are still underneath our shoulders. Ears lifting away from the shoulders. Lifting the hips back up to our neutral tabletop position. This time we're going to turn the hands out to the side so the fingers are facing out. Take a little sway side to side. Gently turning the fingertips back towards the knees. And if you want to do a little rock forward and back, just be easy on the wrist. To our normal tabletop. We'll extend the right leg back, toes on the floor. Couple rocks across the ball of the foot. Keeping the top of your left foot down, we're going to slide the right toe all the way back as far as it'll go. Keeping our right leg straight. Press into the hands. All of the right foot's on the floor. Shifting forward, coming back up to our three-legged tabletop. Lifting the right foot up, leg straight back from our hip. Lifting the chest away from the floor. Excuse me. Inhale. Knee to nose, underneath, rounding our back. Exhale, extending that right leg back, reaching out through the heel and the top of our head. This time bending the right knee, bringing the knee up and outside our right shoulder, kind of like a fire hydrant. And shooting that right leg straight back. Again, knee to nose underneath, pressing the floor away. And extending the right leg back, long spine. Bending the right knee, bringing it up and outside the shoulder. And extending right leg straight back. This time leaning into our left hand. We're going to reach our right hand up towards the ceiling, opening up our right hip into our mini half moon. If you need to put that right foot on the floor, feel free. Press into that left hand, down into the left hand, and reach up through the right fingertips. Gently lowering our right foot all the way to the floor. Inhaling up to center, facing the side of your mat, coming into your gate pose. Keeping our left hip directly above our knee. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up, pull your belly button in. Exhale, dropping right hand towards the right leg, left arm up and over our ear, pressing the left hip point forward. Inhaling back up to center. This time on our exhale, left hand will come all the way to the top of the mat. Right arm's going to reach up and over the ear, trying to make an arch shape. Feeling it all the way from the outside of our right foot, up the right side of the body, out the hand. Bringing the right hand straight up from the shoulder, back towards the ceiling. You can stay here or lift that left leg up, shooting the foot back into your side plank. Squeezing the belly. Lifting our hips. Slowly bringing that left knee all the way back down to the floor. Inhaling back up to center, facing the side of the mat. This time on our exhale, we're going to swing the left shin underneath us a little bit and gently lower our hips all the way to the floor into a half straddle. Facing the side still. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, dropping both hands over to the right side, keeping our left shoulder open, so left hand is up and over the ear. Trying to look up towards the ceiling.
Is the right foot pointed or flexed?
It can be up just like a normal half.
Okay.
Just like a normal half
It's a
straddle.
lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Just couldn't see it.
Closing that left shoulder down, reaching both hands towards the foot. Chest will be parallel to the leg. Walking both hands all the way over to the center. Inhale for a little half lift to lengthen our spine. And then exhale, fold. To a seat. We're going to rock forward, coming back up to the left knee. Arms will reach high into our gate pose, still facing the side. On the exhale, bring both hands towards the top of the mat, pivoting the right foot, so we're in our runner's lunge. Gently bringing right knee down to the floor. You can shift back into your child's pose, roll out your wrist for a second. Back up to our neutral tabletop. So I'm extending the left leg back, toes on the floor. Rocking across the ball of the foot. Keeping the top of your right foot down, ball of the left foot on the floor. Slowly sliding the left toes all the way back. Keeping our left knee away from the floor. Taking a deep stretch. Three-legged tabletop position, lifting the left leg straight out from the hip, or straight back from the hip. Again, lifting our chest, pulling in our low belly. Inhale, nose to knee underneath, rounding the back. And extending right leg long, reach out through the heel and the top of the head. Bending the left knee, bringing the knee up and outside our left shoulder. Extending that left leg straight back. Knee to nose, rounding the back underneath. Extending left leg straight back, chest lifts. Bending the left knee, bringing it up and outside our left shoulder. And extending the left leg all the way back. Leaning into the right hand. Reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, opening up the left hip. Keeping our back leg engaged. Slowly lowering that left foot all the way down to the floor. Inhaling up to center, facing the side into our gate pose. Fingertips reach high. Exhale, drop the left hand towards the left leg, right arm up and over our ear. Pushing the right hip forward. You want to feel that little extra bit in the side, the right side. Inhaling up to center. This time dropping our right hand to the top of the mat. Left hand reaching up and over the ear. Again, making that arch. Left arm straight up towards the ceiling, leaning into the right hand. Stay here or step that right foot back into our side plank. Again, engaging the core. Remember to breathe normally. way back down to the floor. Inhaling up to center, facing the side into our gate pose. This time on the exhale, bend or lowering the hips, bring our right shin forward, come into your half straddle, lowering all the way down. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, dropping over towards the left leg, keeping our right shoulder open, looking up towards the ceiling. Closing that right arm down, reaching both hands towards our left foot, chest parallel to the leg. Walking both hands to center, keeping that forward fold. Inhale for a little half lift, lengthen your spine, adjust the pelvis, and let it go, fold forward. Chest. We're going to rock forward, coming back up to our right knee, facing the side of the mat. Inhale, arms up for your gate pose. On the exhale, bring both hands towards the top of the mat, pivoting the feet into your runner's lunge. Drop the left knee into our tabletop. Shift back, take a child's pose, roll out the wrist. To our tabletop position. Go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the knees, shift the hips up and back into your downward dog. Fingers are spread, hips lifting as high as you can. Ears back between the arms. Full breath. Pedal the feet. Walking the hands back to meet your feet, coming into your forward fold. Top half hangs. You can bend and straighten one knee at a time. Walking our hands forward, coming back into our downward dog. A little pause here. Next breath, walking the feet forward to meet the hands, coming back into our forward fold. This time we're going to take the palms of the hands, putting them underneath the soles of the feet, toes all the way up to our wrists. Straightening the legs any amount, feeling a little tug in the back of the shoulders. You can wiggle the toes if you want. Gently removing the hands from under the feet. Pressing into the feet. Slowly roll yourself all the way up. Go slow. We've been hinged for a while. The head come up last. Taking a breath or two to adjust. Roll out the neck. Going both directions. Trying to keep our shoulders down. Back to center, neutral position. Inhaling, arms high, couple sun salutations. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step back. Chaturanga can also be done from the knees. Inhaling, up dog. Exhale, down dog, pressing into the floor, full breath. Next inhale, hop, step, walk, top of the mat. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, rise up, big inhale. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, hop or step back. Chaturanga. Inhaling up dog. Exhale, down dog. Full breath. Gently bending the knees, bringing them all the way to the floor. Grabbing your blocks, we'll bring them to the top of the mat. Coming back up to your downward dog when you're ready. On the inhale, right leg reaching up and back. Exhale, stepping right foot forward towards the top of the mat. Drop our left knee down. Inhale, arms up, chest up for our low lunge. Keeping the left toe tucked under, or the left ball of the left foot. Keep pressing into our right foot, creating that solid connection. Bringing the hands forward to our blocks. We're going to shift forward onto our right leg, straightening it out, coming into our warrior three. So the left leg will be straight back from our hip. Toes pointing down. You can bend the left knee, maybe reach that right hand back for the foot. Bending the knees just as good. Releasing that left leg straight back, coming into our warrior three. This time leaning into the right hand, reaching the left arm, opening up our left hip to the ceiling. Half moon. Keeping everything stacked just like we did when we were on the floor. Bringing the left hand all the way back down to the block. Toes are pointing down. Nice and slow. Lifting the chest, bringing that left knee up and in. Finding your balance. Press down into the right foot. Reach up through the head. Stepping our left foot back, coming into our crescent. Take a second to settle. Next breath, straightening that right leg, pivoting both feet all the way to the side of the mat. Hands reaching high. Keeping our toes pointing out. Heels in a little bit. We're going to bend the knees and the elbows, coming into your goddess. Bending as low as you can, still keeping the butt under us. Bringing left hand to your left hip. We're going to straighten the right leg, reaching that right hand back towards the back of the mat, kind of like a side lunge. And coming back to center into our goddess. This time right hand to the right hip, straightening the left leg, reaching the left hand towards the top of the mat. Coming back to center into your goddess. Pressing into the balls of the feet, straightening the legs, coming all the way up to our tiptoes, hands high. Spin the heels out, lowering them to the floor. Let it go. Wide leg forward fold. Insides of the feet are pressing down. Inhale for a half lift, bringing both hands to the floor. We're going to bend the right knee, walking the hands all the way back up into the top, coming into our runner's lunge. Gently dropping that left knee down to the floor. Inhaling up for our low lunge again. You can untuck the left foot this time. Shifting back, slowly bringing this right knee all the way under us, coming into your camel. You slowly walk it back. Tucking the toes underneath. Let the arms fall behind you, either to the small of your back or reach back to your heels. Come into camel. Chest is open. Coming back up to your normal kneeling position. We're going to bring the hands to the floor, forearms all the way down. So keeping our toes tucked under, palms are flat on the floor, elbows directly under the shoulders. So try and like squeeze your elbows together. Pressing into the feet, gently lift the knees, shifting back into your dolphin. Press into the forearms, face will come back by the elbows. Easy breath. Gently bringing both knees all the way back down to the floor. Coming up to our hands. We'll extend the legs back, knees lift into our plank. Shift forward for a vinyasa or lift the hips for your down dog. Couple breaths. Set before we go on to the other side. Next inhale, left leg reaching up and back. Exhale, stepping left foot forward, top of the mat, dropping our right knee down. Inhaling, arms up, low lunge, keeping the ball of the right foot tucked under. Letting our hips sink down, left foot planting into the mat. Bringing both hands forward to our blocks. Shifting forward onto our left leg, this time straightening our left leg, right leg reaching back into your warrior three. Keeping the belly pulled in, right leg, keeping the foot flexed. Gently bending the right knee. You can stay there or reach the left hand back for the foot. If you can reach the foot, kick it away as you pull it in. Releasing that right leg straight back, warrior three. This time leaning into the left hand, right arm reaching up to the ceiling, half moon, opening up our right hip. And flex that right foot. Have control over the whole body. Gently bringing your right hand all the way back down to your block, closing the hip into your warrior three. Inhale, lifting the chest, right knee comes up and in. Planting into our left foot, relax the shoulders. Bending the left knee, we'll step the right toes back into our crescent. Brief pause here. Next breath, straighten the right leg, turning both feet towards the side of the mat. Again, keeping our toes pointed out, heels in. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, coming down into your goddess. Spread the fingers wide, pull the chest through your arms. Right hand will come to the right hip, straightening the left leg, reach that left hand back towards the end of the mat. And coming back to center into our goddess. Left hand comes to the left hip, straightening the right leg, reaching the right hand towards the top of the mat. Coming back to center for your goddess. Straightening the legs, pressing into the toes, lifting the heels, hands reach high. Let the heels spin out to the side, lowering onto the floor. Let it go, wide leg fold. Relaxing the top half. Inhale no half lift. Hands coming to the floor. We'll bend the left knee, walking the hands all the way back up to the top into our runner's lunge. Gently dropping the right knee back down. Inhaling up for our low lunge. Shifting your weight back, walking the foot back, bringing the left knee underneath you. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, drop the arms behind you, small to the backward to the heels. Second camel. Try to keep your heels pointing up to the ceiling. Don't let the ankles roll out on you. Inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, we'll bring our hands to the floor, coming all the way down to our forearms, palms flat. Elbows engaged, chest engaged. Tuck the toes, lifting the knees, shifting your hips up and back into your dolphin. Get your face back by the elbows. Lift the hips. Gently lowering both knees all the way back down to the floor. Coming up to our hands. Straighten out the legs, extending them back into your plank. Shift forward for a vinyasa or lift the hips down dog. Full breath. Bend the knees, bringing them all the way to the mat. Shift your hips back, maybe bring the arms behind you. Give the shoulders a little shake. Tabletop, you can move the blocks over to the side. Keeping our toes tucked under, we're going to gently lower the chest all the way to the floor. Hands under our shoulders, keeping the elbows pulled back by the ribs. You can stay here or lean into that right knee, lifting our left leg up and back. You can stay here or you can lift the right toes up, bringing them towards your left knee. Gently bringing that left knee all the way back down to the floor. This time leaning into the left knee, reaching the right leg up and back. Again, stay there or lift the left toes up towards the knee. Gently bringing that right knee all the way back down to the floor. Press into the hands, shifting all the way back, child's pose. Again, you can bring the arms out, shake the shoulders. Coming back up to our tabletop position. We'll slide our right shin forward, coming into our pigeon. Block can go underneath your right hip if you need to hold you up. Got a good spot, let it go, folding forward, releasing into your breath, just letting that right hip kind of open up, relax as much as you can. Keeping your mind present. To our hands. This time we're just going to roll down to the center of the mat, straightening our right leg out, coming into your straddle. Toes are pointing up. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold down the middle. Bring the hands down. You can reach for the feet if you'd like. Again, pulling our pelvis forward. Feel that extra tingle in the inner thigh. Chest coming back up. This time we're going to bend the left knee, turning towards the back of the mat. So we're coming into our left side pigeon, facing the back. Make your adjustments, and when you're ready, fold forward, relaxing down, breathing into the left hip. Fall over to the left side, everything in the middle. Coming back up to our hands, shifting back into the center for our straddle. You can straighten that left leg out. Inhaling arms high, and exhale, folding right back down the middle. Back to the breath. Gently lifting our chest. Bringing the feet together, facing the top of our mat. Keep a block handy and go ahead and come down to the back. Soles of the feet on the floor, hip distance. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up into our bridge, keeping our legs parallel, low belly still engaged. So even though you're pulling the low belly down, you're pressing the hips up. Leaning into our left foot, we're going to lift that right foot up towards the ceiling. And gently bend the knee, right foot comes back down to the floor. Leaning into the right foot, lift the left leg up. Still reaching up through the heel, press that right foot flat. Gently bending the knee, left foot comes back to the floor. We're going to take a couple hip circles. So going to the left to start. Shooting the hips out to the left, slowly letting them lower as you come through center, keeping them at a hover right above the floor. Swinging over to the right side, coming all the way back up to center. And again to the left side, slowly let the hips swing down to your hover, all the way back up to the right side. So I'm going to the right, let the right hip poke out, slowly lowering, hover above the floor. I'm bringing the left hip up to center. One more time, right hip all the way out to the side, slowly lowering. Keep that low belly pulled in. Hips to the left, circling all the way back up to the top. Grab your block, sliding it underneath you, underneath your sacrum. You can relax the hips down. Arms down by the sides. Straightening both legs out. Let the hips lift a little bit. You can also bring the arms overhead if you prefer. Pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Legs stay together. Gently and slowly lift the legs all the way up to center. Nice and easy, slowly lowering all the way back down to the floor. Squeezing the belly. Slowly lifting all the way back up to center. Lowering down, we're going to do one more of those. Gently lifting both legs all the way back up to center. A little second here. Squeezing in our low belly. we're gonna make circles with our legs. So with the first one, just make a little, just keeping the feet together, nice and small circle. Might feel like you're kind of just rubbing the sacrum a little bit. You can go both ways. This time make the circle a little bit bigger. Still squeezing that low belly. You can hold the block that's underneath you if you like for a little bit extra support. And last time, making really big circles, as big as the feet will make. Again, going both directions, squeeze that low belly. When you're even, coming back to center. Taking a second to relax here. Let the legs just kind of hang out on their own. Bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet all the way back down to the floor. Press into the feet enough to lift the hips, bringing the block from under you out to the side. Keeping your left foot where it is, we're going to take our right foot, thread it in between the left heel and the left butt cheek. Left hand can reach down for the right foot if you'd like. Rolling over onto our right hip, let that left leg come all the way across as it straightens out. Keeping the chest up towards the ceiling. If you want, right hand can grab the left toes. Coming into a twist and a stretch. Feet coming back to center, soles of both feet on the floor. So right foot stays where it is. Thread the left foot in between the right heel and the right butt cheek. Right hand reaching down for the foot. Rolling over onto the left hip, let that right leg come across the body. Same thing, try to keep the chest facing upward. If the left hand wants to grab the right toes, you can. Toes coming back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. We'll rock side to side. Extending both legs straight up towards the ceiling. You can hold the toes or the backs of the legs. Trying to keep your low back on the floor. Letting both feet fall wide into your straddle. Keep the whole back flat. Back of the neck all the way to the tailbone. Bring both feet up overhead. Release the toes, bend the knees. Hands grab the outsides of our feet for our happy baby. Knees in close to the ribs. Take a little rock side to side. Maybe rocking over to the right side a little bit more, straightening the right leg. Our feet flexed, even if you're just hanging out in the center. Bending the right knee, rocking back through center. This time rocking over to the left, straightening that left leg a little bit. Bending the left knee, coming back to center. You can release the feet. Knees come into the chest. Take any extra moves you want or need before our Shavasana. If you need another bridge or another twist or anything.